Fifth level of the mitzvah of tzedakah is to give before they ask. If you give someone before they ask, then clearly you're not just being reactive, you're being proactive. You've seen that there's a need without them being embarrassed by asking. Ter nikra v'ani ene is one of the midas, or at least one of the attributes of Hashem, is that before you ask him, he can provide. One of my most memorable parts of family holidays, we used to go often to Israel on holiday, and we're at this fairground. And I actually remember not a lot of that holiday, but I remember this very clearly. We're at a fairground, and my dad sees that there were some Ethiopian immigrants who were looking at this fairground. We were going on the ride. It was all very cute and lovely. You know, enjoy this with your kids. But my father noticed that there were these Ethiopian kids who were looking at the ride. Clearly, they were poor. They couldn't afford it. And therefore, he paid for their tickets and they went on the ride. It's a beautiful touch and it was a beautiful lesson. Add this episode in our community I used to work in. Unbelievable child this happened to. Just an unbelievable character, but it shows the power of preempting, of noticing someone's feelings and reacting. Nebuch, there was a young lady in the community who passed away. She was in her 30s and she left behind a husband, wonderful husband, and two kids, one called Dylan, one called Gemma. Gemma at the time was about age 11 and Dylan was age 8. And I went to this levaya and it was a difficult levaya. Any levaya is difficult, but this, to see two kids and young and horrible. The kids made a courageous decision that they were not just going to go to the levaya where they give speech, the hesped and kaddish. They were going to go all the way down to the kvura, to the burial. And Nebuch, they saw their mother being lowered in a coffin, being buried in the ground. It just must have been horrible. And I was there to comfort the kids. But the problem was I didn't know what to say to the kids. What can I say to Dylan and Gemma? And I was walking alone with them on the way back from the burial. And Dylan turns to me and he says, Rabbi, it must be so difficult for you to go to so many levayas. I thought to myself, wow, if I was speechless beforehand, and now for someone at that time to notice someone else and say words of such sensitivity, incredible, unbelievable. That is the Ter Nikra Ani En, and that's the fifth level of tzedakah, which is giving before being asked.